I'm going to show you first the stair-step plan. These companies that use the stair-step plan, these are the ones that have been around the longest. Okay. Yes, they're very stable. Okay. But the stair-step plan, unfortunately, is the oldest plan out there, and there are many things, many components of the stair-step or the breakaway plan, as they're sometimes called, that are already outdated. Okay. And again, not saying that these are bad companies. It's just at that time it was the best. It's, for example, the little Mini Coopers. Okay. If you've seen the movie Italian Job, okay, it's with the modern Mini Coopers. As a kid, I saw the original movie of that, where the original version rather, where they were the original Mini Coopers, small, teeny tiny ones. Now they were good cars at that time, okay. But if you take the Mini Cooper of today and compare it with the Mini Coopers of before, okay, the suspension systems are so much better now. The engine system is so much better. The ignition system is so much better. So because of that, the Mini Cooper that's built today is so much better than the Mini Cooper yesterday. Not saying that this is a bad Mini Cooper or a bad car. Okay, so the stair step is used by the older companies. Okay, now I have to point out, okay, that every compensation system has an advantage, or it has a strength and it has a weakness. There's no such thing as a perfect compensation plan. Okay, now there's some, I have to admit, that are more perfect than the others in terms of how much they can pay out to distributors, but there's always a strength and a weakness. Okay, now with stair step, the strength of a stair step plan is the ones who take the business seriously really make a lot of money. Okay, but the weakness of a stair step or a breakaway plan is the fact that it's very unforgiving. Very few people make money. The ones that make money make a lot of money, but very few people make a lot of money. It's really hard. It's very unforgiving, and this is the reason why the attrition rate, the dropout rate of companies that have stair step plans have a huge attrition rate, 97, 98% in some cases. And this is why one very common symptom, okay, of a stair step plan is people are constantly recruiting. Okay, and I'll explain this to you why. Okay, stair step plan works like this. You have yourself as the distributor, okay, and let's say you sponsor 3 people. Okay, now your goal as the upline, your goal as a leader, is to make these people leaders also. Okay, now most stair step plans, they start with let's say 3%. Okay, in other words, when this distributor buys from the company, they're buying at a 3% discount from the retail price that the company posts on its website. Okay, in other words, if something is, I don't know, $10, this guy will buy it less than 3% discount. Okay, now as you go higher, as your groups get bigger, okay, as these people start to bring in people, okay, their discount rate gets higher. Okay, they'll go up to 5%, and they'll go up to 7%, all the way up to, there's some companies that peak at 21%. Okay, in other words, they're buying, him and his group, they are buying so much volume for the company, so the company can afford to give bigger discounts. Okay, some companies will call this, let's say, direct distributors. In other words, as these people go up in leadership, as these people go up in ranks, as these people go up in volume, okay, they now, whereas here you have your sponsor who's the direct distributor, okay, let's say this is the main company. Now this guy, since he reaches the highest level, now goes direct also to the company. Okay, so him and his group, they now go direct to the company. And that's why it's called the breakaway, because this group breaks away from the original sponsor. Okay, now of course, if everybody starts to break away, this guy's gonna complain. So companies have what they call, let's say, sponsorship protection bonus. In other words, when you build these people up into a leadership position, okay, where they're now direct distributors, you get 5% of their total volume, of their total group volume. So let's say each group here does 100,000 BV per month, let's say, as an example. 100,000 BV, 100,000 BV, 100,000 BV. When this group now hits direct distributorship level and goes straight to the company, this volume moves away from you. This is you, okay? What happens is you get now 5% of his total volume. So if they're doing 100,000 BV, that means you get 5,000 as a sponsorship protection bonus. Okay, which is nice. Okay, you develop that person. Okay. However, when these people now also break away, okay, you also get 5%, right? But now you have zero volume because remember, they've brought their networks with them. Okay, now you have zero volume. So now you have to start sponsoring, and if you have zero volume, you don't get commissions. You don't qualify for the commissions. That's the reason why they have monthly maintenance. Now, since you have zero volume, you now have these three people that you've worked with, that you've created, okay, the leaders that you created, but you have zero volume. What do you have to do? Now you have to sponsor more people so that you generate volume. And in many stair-step systems, the higher you go, okay, the higher your monthly maintenance. Okay, and this is the reason why one common characteristic, okay, of a stair-step plan is the leaders, even though they've been there for 4, 5, 6 years, they need to keep recruiting people. Okay, because basically what happens, if you ask me, my terminology is you're getting punished for creating leaders because these people are breaking away from you. Okay, now let's say this guy has 3 people, okay, this guy is broken away, great, you get 5%, but when he does his work well and these people break away, what happens? Now this guy has zero volume because these guys bring their volume away. So now you have 5% basically of nothing. And that's the reason why you'll hear in so many of the companies, their battle cries are, the life of your network is in new blood, new blood. You have to keep looking for new blood. And this is the reason why these companies, unfortunately, they go on massive recruitment campaigns. They teach you to hand out flyers. They teach you to have ads in papers. And there's so much expense in this, okay? And you have to keep recruiting people because as your people break away, your volume drops. Okay, so essentially what happens is, you heard me use the term, you're penalized for building leaders. Basically what happens is the company cuts you off from the volume. Okay, yes, you can earn from that, but you have to have more people under you. And then when those people break away from them, they also need to keep recruiting people. Okay, and that's the reason there's always push, recruit. Okay, again, at that time, this is the only system available to those companies. Okay, and I liken this to, let's say, DOS. Okay, some of you don't know what DOS is. For us older people, DOS was like the original, word processing system. Now, in those days, DOS was fantastic. But nowadays, with all the programs out there, DOS is literally a dinosaur. Okay, it's obsolete. Okay, and there's no way really that the stair-step systems can compare with the modern compensation plan.